Right, so here we've got Dean. You want to just introduce yourself, Dean, who you are, how old you are, what you do for
Yeah,
a
sure.
living?
Yes, I'm Dean Ashby, 50 years old, senior manager at a big financial, so second biggest mutual in the country. So fairly busy week, week to week, and I'm responsible for all incoming and outgoing comms. I like to work hard, and I expect people to work hard around me as well. So that's
Good
kind
stuff.
of
Good
where
stuff.
I am and what I am.
So you say you like to look after yourself, but things weren't working as intended at one, this time last year. Where did you find yourself?
November last year it was. So I've always thought I'd kept myself relatively fit. I was probably working more hours than I should have been, to be honest with you. And I felt, in November, I felt like I'd lost a bit of my mojo, a bit of my spark. I felt myself not performing at a level that I wanted to be performing at. And I think that might have been reflecting outwards as well. So I was in a place where I thought, I've got to do something now, and otherwise I was going the wrong way. So that's the place I was in. I wasn't, horrendously unfit or anything, but I just felt mentally and physically drained, probably exhausted, and classic burnout probably.
I think people get into the classic context that they've got to lose 2 stone, or they've got to, they've got to be massively overweight before they need to make a change. But sometimes, if you set yourself standards and you're failing to reach them, and you can feel yourself going the other way, it's a case of, right, what do I need to do to fix this? And you go from there. So what was the trigger? What was it you saw that made you make the change?
Yeah, it was in November. I was cooking. I had YouTube on, and I was watching a bit of YouTube whilst cooking, and bizarrely enough, one of your videos came up. I don't know how. I don't know. I wasn't even searching it. It just came up as I was cooking. It's the one when you're in some lake or mere somewhere swimming, and the things you said kind of resonated with me. I haven't got the service you got. I did 7 years after I left school. I'd always been relatively fit and played a lot of sport. I got a bad injury at 36, so I fell out of sport at that age. And everything you were saying, about performance and everything else just resonated with me. And it was just a moment when I thought, I've got to do something about this, because I'm going the wrong way. And another thing my daughter said to me was, and a reminder about it now, was, oh, you got a dad's bod or something. And that really hurt, that sort of resonated with me. And I thought, that's a bit harsh. But and that's what got me on this program and made me want to change my life, basically.
So what results have you seen, Dean?
I was, let's say, 90 kg. So I'm 5'11", let's call it 6 foot. Let's not argue over an inch. So 90 kg, I was probably more than that in November. I was let's say 36 waist in my suits at worst. And since then, so 5-6 months on, I'm now, let's say, 77 kilograms. I'm a 32-inch waist, which I didn't think was possible at 50, to be honest with you. And I think my outlook, the way I feel, I looked pretty haggard back in November, to be honest. Looking back at photos, I looked pretty battered. So I just feel better. The skin feels better. I was probably drinking unnormalised alcohol, without knowing it.
Yeah.
Get home from work, I'm probably numbering it down, but a few cans, 3 or 4 cans, some gin maybe. But I'm not a heavy drinker, and that is the scary thing. Was I had normalised alcohol? No doubt about it. I'm not alcoholic or anything, but I'd have a drink if I wanted one, and I was probably drinking more than I should have been.
Yeah.
But now, if there's something to celebrate, I don't mind having a drink. I don't want to say that I'll never have a drink.
Yeah.
But my consumption's, nothing. So physically, mentally, better. So 77 kilograms I am at the moment. And I'm feeling a lot better for it. My running's better. I feel a lot lighter on my feet.
I was going to say, so what impact is this having on you, your life, your performance, your family life?
Yeah, so me and my work life, to be honest with you, is totally on top at the moment. So I'm more controlled. I don't feel the pressure I was probably feeling a number of months ago. So I've got, my planning, my organisation is a lot better. It just sharpened me up some of the things we talked about. And my health and my home life is in a better place. I feel sharper. I feel alive. I don't wake up in the mornings aching, and I used to have the odd ache in my bodies and in my side and that. And physically, I feel sharp, and I won't say I feel like a 25-year-old, but I feel like, let's call it a 35-year-old maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm running with people in my group who are, 35-year-old males, and I'm matching them. So, I feel great.
Good stuff. And what's this enabled you to do?
It's a lifestyle change. So this weekend, we're up in the lakes. And I was wild swimming with my daughter in Buttermere, so it's great for her and it's great for me. I've just signed up for ultra. So the Isle of Arran Ultra, which is going to be pretty demanding. It's only in October. So it set a challenge for me. And would I ever considered that back in November? Absolutely not, because I'd have been a mess climbing over mountains and stuff. But it's a place where I want to be, and I think it's just a stepping stone to, this is the first one. Let's talk after October the 2nd. I'll tell you if I'm going to do another one or not.
There's somebody sat in their kitchen or office or living room or whatever, not the best version of themselves. They know they've got more in them. They're not performing at a level they want to perform at. Perhaps the suits don't fit and they're buying new suits and whatever. What would you say to them if they're getting a few splinters in the backside from sitting on the fence?
Yeah, I'm a massive believer in being fit to lead. We've talked about that on this journey, and I think it's really easy in corporate life or whatever life you're in, is to feel that you're good enough to do the job. Yeah. And I think the biggest learn through this is it's easy to get comfortable. People fall into a comfort area. All right, I'm 50. I should have a dad bod and I shouldn't be doing an ultra kind of mentality. That's what we did when we were younger. I think there's absolutely the opportunity now to live a good life into your older years, and enjoy what you're doing. So I'd say take every opportunity you can to get support. I'm a bloke. We don't talk about stuff, totally the wrong mentality. So, if people hook up with you, I'd say it would change their lives and make the quality of life a lot better. And it's just reaching out and taking that. That's the first time in my life I've ever reached out and said to somebody, could you support us and could you give us some tips and help on this? I've not done that before. And I think if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have the opportunities I had today.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. So just,
wow.
If you're overweight and you feel like you're getting a bit sluggish, just make a change, and it's possible.
Happy days. Awesome stuff.